Alright, so this video is about adding a CAD file to ArcGIS Pro and then creating a new feature using that CAD drawings. So first, we select the CAD drawing and we simply drag and drop into ArcGIS Pro. So here on the left, if you can see, so this is the CAD drawing. So if I click this small arrow here, so it's basically consists of the points, polyline and the polygons. So, so once when you add a new CAD, the first thing you have to do is to define a projection to the CAD drawings before we start georeferencing. So to do that, we open the small arrow near the CAD drawing and we select this multi-patch. You just click on it, and then once you click on this, we get this CAD data over here. Otherwise, like here, it's not shown. So once you click on any layer, actually, you can click on any layer, so you get this CAD data over here. So now we go to this tab, and here it's define projection. So when you add a new CAD, so there will be like unknown coordinates, it will be like unknown projections. So I click on it. So this is a define projection window. So here we need to select the exact projection. So for what we use for ArcGIS is this NAD 1983 state plane California 5. So if I if you click on this globe here, so this is saved in my favorites, like that I've saved here. So this is the yeah, to select it. So I do select this, I click OK, and then I click run. So it will have a projection then. So, but that doesn't make the file georeference. So it will be somewhere else, like randomly. So then the next step we have to do is like we bring the CAD over to this area, like so. I open this map, aerial map, and then so again if I go and select here like multi-patch or anything, so here it's the georeference. So I go to georeference next. So in this georeference, so there are three tools here, like this: move, scale, and rotate. And so with this, like if I click move, so I can move this CAD drawing to this right location, right? Yeah. So this you can move, and this is rotate. Like if it's so with this tool, like we can just slightly rotate the drawing. Okay. And all right. So and the third thing is like add control points. Control points is like we can add two control points to the CAD. So this CAD is rotated. It takes some time. Now it's rotated. Yeah, it's confusing. Yeah, it's turned. I'll just show you this add control points. So basically, like with these points, what we do is like we need to select 2 points, like a point on the CAD drawing and a point on the map, like to identify, yeah, that matches. So suppose, so this is the road over here, you see. So this is the point. So first we select the point on the source. Source means the CAD drawing, and then we could go to the target, which will be the map. So this point here, I click this point, and then I identify this point on the map. So which is basically somewhere it's here, and this is a point to target. So I click this point. So that's one point like added. You see you can click this control point table. So there's one point that is added. So next we select a point which is just opposite to this. So yeah. So this point I think, and this point, since I have the layer, so I can use it. So again I select the point on this CAD here, the second point, and then I go to this point here. just 2 point I can add, and then I need to click apply on top. Yeah, so this circle is going as just drawing. Yeah, I think we missed 1 point over here. So this is how we adjust. Again, we can add only 2 points like every time. So now this has been done. Then again, I identify another point. You know, until I yeah, until it fits. Yes. Okay. So this is how we will do the georeferencing of the CAD. So then once we have this georeference CAD, then we can start creating the features. Okay. So 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 once we do that, so you just click save, then file will be georeference. So if there is anything wrong, then if I close georeference, so it'll go be like it'll not be saved like so right now I'll close it. Right, right. Yeah. So now suppose this is the CAD is georeference. So I have this CAD in this position, right? Okay. So now if I want to extract those features, okay, so I need these lines from the CAD. So what I do is I go to this polyline, I right click on it, I go to data, export feature. So this will export only this feature, this polylines, if you want the polylines. So we select the location here and we click OK. Then I'll get a shapefile of only the lines, you know. So this is exactly what I extracted here for the Isman lines. So this lines, this Isman lines. So I'll get this one shapefile over here of all the lines. So now the file from it will be extracted from CAD to GIS. It will be a GIS shapefile now, a feature. So that's how you extract a feature from a CAD like. So and then next, if you want the points, so again the right click, go to data, you export the feature. So it will be a then GIS feature then. So yeah, so now if I go to this here, so I'll have a single line at the time, one polyline here. So so basically like so this was a CAD initially. I'll show you like if I click on this CAD, yeah. So if I click on this CAD, so it's a pop-up, right? So I turn off the adjustment lines. So when I'm clicking on this CAD drawing, so I get these details of the CAD layer, which is saved in the CAD. But I want the details that from the GIS, from the GIS point of view. So what I do is then I go to this lines, I go to table, and I remove those uh, fields from the drawing which is not required, and I add my own fields here like so this like the handle or the layer, the elevation. So these are the fields that I've added because this like whatever details I want to put in, like suppose if it's a pipe, then the length of the pipe, the name of the pipe, the size of the pipe, all the details. So I add it here, and then I start filling it up like the details for each line. I identify from the CAD. So here, what's the layer name, or what's instrument type. So this I extract the information from the PDF that I received, like about each line. So now, so these are one individual line server on the of the Ismail lines. Yes, of the layer. So if I go and I go to the selected one, I right click on it and zoom to layer. Yeah, so this is one line. This is one Isman line. From the CAD, I browse into GIS, I add the details, these fields, and then I fill this information here. Yeah. Yes. So yes. So now, like, suppose I have the CAD, like, like a PDF, like I was extracting from a PDF. So if I have a drawing, and then, but I cannot extract these lines like I did here, and I have to draw that line to digitize that line. So to do that, suppose so now I have the CAD, the Ismail layer here. I want to draw this line. Um, let's keep the CAD. Um, all right. So to do that, so now I want to draw it. So I go to Edit. I go to Create Feature. Create Feature. So this gives me a template of all the features that are present in this map. So I need to go there and I need to select the layer that I want to draw. So I need the Eastman lines. Yes. I mean any feature you want to add, like any feature. Suppose I want to add first a line. Suppose an electrical line. I want to draw an electrical line. So I click on this electrical, and suppose this is a CAD drawing I have, and then I'm adding this electrical line. So I just click go there and I just start drawing over it. Alright. So like suppose this was the line. So then I double click it. So I get this line here. Oh, should I stop it? No. Yep. Alright. So now I want to add a fire extinguisher. So suppose I go to edit. I go to create. So here I get my template. So from here I select the feature I want to draw. So if I want a fire extinguisher, there will be no fire extinguisher in this. Fire hydrant. Fire hydrant. So I select the fire hydrant. So once I click it, so there is this point. Yeah, yeah. Suppose I identify this is the fire extinguisher here. I just click it. So this is added. So now first I need to save it here. So I save it, save my edits. So it's there. So then I go. So I look for this fire extinguisher. It's in the domestic water. So I go to domestic water here. Then I go to this fire extinguisher or fire hydrant. So you can see the layer. The main layer is the domestic water. You see. Yeah, you can see here the domestic water. Then I inside that I'll find this the other feature inside it. So now I go to the fire hydrant. I go to this table, attribute table. So now if I go to the bottom, so this is the new point. So now put in all the details. Like suppose the size, it's like 6 inch. So it's a 6 inch size when it was installed. So I look for the PDF, the as-built drawing. What's the date? I enter the date, and this is the URL where we go for the data. So let's go to data. So let's So here are all the buildings. So if I have to update one, so I just add a new folder if I'm adding a new building. Otherwise, I suppose I'm going to fine arts. So here then I upload the new CAD, the PDF that I have from where I'm updating. I'll update here. Then I'll just take the link from here. I go this, copy link. Then I go to Pro and I just double click and I just paste the link here. So this the URL is added. And again, any other details is there is a note, then note is the location, whatever location it is. And then again, you save it here. Yeah. So now it is saved. Now if I click on this point, so I go select, and if I click on this, yes, attribute. So I'll get this data. Yeah. Yes. And if I want to simply delete a point, you can just go to select select the point, and you can just delete it. And again, you save. When you have to save this manage edits, you go and save the edits. Yeah, so now it's deleted. Not on the list. Okay, so basically this is the catalog. So when you open the project, so you'll have this database. This is called a file geodatabase. So inside this file geodatabase, so all right. So I don't have all the GDP here. So you'll first have this. Suppose this is electrical, okay? So you'll have this is called a feature data set. So inside a feature data set, you have the feature class. Feature class are the like single features, individual features, and data set is like to define the entire like electrical. So that's defining all the feature classes, like that's electrical building lines or nodes. So now, if I want a new feature class, suppose, but it's basically will be like you'll have a point, line, and polygon. So you won't be needing a new feature class in this, but like suppose I want to create electrical lines or some other kind of lines within electrical. So I go again to this electrical data set. I right click on this. I go to new. I select a feature class. All right. Then I have to here. I give you a name here. Suppose electrical miscellaneous. Let's say an alias I have to give. I'll give the same alias miscellaneous. Okay, so now to select whether it's a polygon, a line, or a point. Okay. So suppose it's a line. So I go to line. Then I go next. So here are the fields I can add. The details like I was showing, like suppose the size, um, and then I select the data type, whether it's a long or a double or a short. So then again, if I like any description, and this would be a text. All right. So all the fields that I want in that line feature. So I do that. Then I do next, and this is where the projection is. I will select the coordinate system. So what I do, so this is NAD 1983. So I select this, and then the rest are like default. You don't have to do. So these are like six steps. So the rest are all default. So the most important is the line. First you give the name, select the type, and the fields. This even if this you can add even later, and then the coordinate system is important. And I do finish. Yeah, yeah, that's all because it's online, so it's showing. So I'll have a new feature here like electrical miscellaneous. So then again, if I want to create it, then when I go to create and I go to this template, I'll see that new feature here. Yeah.